Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I hope everyone is being festive. I heard a nasty rumor. I heard leopard prints are not trending anymore. That may be true. But what one has to do is diversify her animals. I have a giraffe blouse. And I have a crocodile. Okay, first of all my jewelry is Decepticons. I have a crocodile watch with a small diamond. And then I have various beads, not high quality, but they're pretty. So, heads up to you ladies. I don't know if that could ever happen. Okay, so now, first of all, about the great comments. Okay, Mickey G left a great comment and said to use Dove soap, that she has no wrinkles and neither does her husband. So I couldn't drive to the store fast enough. You know, in one day, I think it's helping. I really do. Thank you very much. My face thanks you. My followers thank you. Okay. Now, also somebody left, some people left a message that they liked my alien videos. I liked my alien videos too, but you know what? The AI lets you know when it doesn't. So if you're smart, you want to back off when they don't like something. Okay, and I forgot to mention my mukbang videos. That is one of the craziest things I have ever done to myself, and my son was worried about me, and really I was deathly ill, but I really, really loved it, and I might do some more. Now, one of the men that I follow is Life with Mike, and on his channel, he had cream cheese brownies, and I said, ooh, yummy. So here are my cream cheese. Look at these brownies that I made. So if you're going to a party, and I have, this is yummy. Rats, one brownie down. Okay, so let me give you my cream cheese frosting. Okay, my cream cheese frosting is extra, extra delicious because of a secret. I have a secret. My secret is Mexican vanilla, and it's very delicious on brownies. I used half a package of Walmart brownies. And so I went to Walmart because I needed a few things. That's when I bought the brownies, because I knew I wanted some cream cheese brownies like right away. So now, the first thing I want to mention is the stockpile. Okay, a stockpile is very, very important for all kinds of reasons, but mainly just to save your lifetime, you know? So once you get a stockpile, then all you have to do is buy a little food for the stockpile and you're in business. So, okay, so the first thing I bought was, I bought black beans. This was Walmart. And then I bought, let's see, pinto beans. And I have made pinto beans this week. I got navy beans, okay? Then, if you have bacon, this is Costco bacon. I find it to be pretty good. So you have bacon, or you have some kind of ham or Spam. So I bought the beans today, but I had the bacon and the ham in my stockpile. Or you buy green beans, because you can make green beans with bacon as well, and that's very delicious. Then I bought sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are not super cheap. Now, where's my list? You know I got a very, very bad memory. I bought whole corn because if I have black beans, corn, and rice, and I have some kind of meat, what I usually do is I usually drain the black beans and I mix it with corn and rice, and then, you know, I have some kind of meat, any old kind. And then I bought these Rotel tomatoes because if you have pinto beans, and in my stockpile I always have evaporated milk. I can make Mexicali refried beans. You just fry a couple pieces of bacon. It's nice if you have chorizo. Fry chorizo, refry pinto beans, and add evaporated milk little by little by little. I usually buy, did I take it out? Yeah, I did. This is kind of key. The reason you want evaporated milk is because then you can go without cheese with your, you have a dairy in your beans, so you would have Mexicali refried beans, thinned down with milk, fried in either bacon or bacon and chorizo is good, and then you just grind your diced tomatoes up in the blender for salsa. And I was so happy to learn that, and I learned that off TJ Prepper's video. She might have changed her name. I hate that when you guys change your names. Okay, then you know, you can have your green beans. So I bought green beans, navy beans, and bacon. And then for the vegetable, I bought peas. Another good thing is black beans, potatoes, and corn. If you have to eat rice and beans. And we'll get into why you want to stockpile in a minute. Okay, now, check out Life with Mike and subscribe. There's another good channel, Life with Patty. Check out Life with Patty. It's a really great channel, and she has the cutest kitchen I have ever seen in my life. So subscribe to Life with Patty. You guys go over there, check it out, and subscribe. Show her some love so she can get 1,000 subscribers, and so she can become monetized. All my followers are lovable, and they didn't even troll me with that makeup video, where if they did, I wouldn't blame them. In defense though, now you can look at my makeup and go, oh yeah, I know what she did. Yeah, you do. Consider buying some gifts for Christmas. I bought this at the thrift store. This is nice. Anyone would love to get this for Christmas. I'm selling it, but you know, I could give it away for a gift. Why not? Okay. Life with Patty, Life with Mike. Check it out. Okay, so one thing I'm trying to do is figure out how much toilet paper do I really use. So I start buying these big packages. It's like double rolls of 12 for $4. So I'll see how long that lasts. And I was at 99-cent store, and in the markdown bin, I got this detergent. It's $4, but it was marked down for $2. So once you stockpile your stuff, you're not going to have to take your money out of your budget and spend money when things get tight, when and if. Now the next part of this video is what kind of people can we expect to survive a grand solar minimum, and what kind of people can we expect not to survive. Okay, have we ever had grand solar minimums before? Yeah, we've had horrid winters before, and we can have horrible ones again. In my family, two things. One, the relatives had to flee for their lives from Missouri to Utah, and they got to a certain place, and they had to wait for other Mormons to bring provisions. Now, why? Well, two things. One, they didn't have enough ammunition to guard what you know, as the journey went on, to guard their provisions they had, and two, if they needed ammunition, how could they shoot a buffalo, shoot a rabbit? We used to go getting Christmas trees when we were kids, and you know, my grandfather would shoot us a couple rabbits. We were bloodthirsty kids. We loved it. We had really loved it. And so you need your ammunition in case you have to secure food. And another thing is, if you are at the base of the Rocky Mountains, you don't want to proceed further, and you have to get over those Rocky Mountains before winter comes. It's no joke on that side of the family. On the other side of the family, someone actually froze. What is it, a solar minimum? No, but it was a blizzard. So, okay. Daily tips part 8. So when the provisions ran low, it could have been ammunition, but it probably wasn't meat because they would use your ammunition to buy some. It was probably bread. So you want to make sure you stockpile flour, sugar, salt, and you can make yeast. I stockpile packages of yeast. I buy it Smart and Final. Okay, so you want to protect your provisions with your life, and you want to create a stockpile. And if you stay with me, you're going to get one. And if you don't have any money, don't worry, you're still going to get one. Because you're going to go to the churches, you're going to go to the Red Cross, you're going to go to the Salvation Army, you're going to go to the food bank, you're going to go wherever you have to go and get yourself. I'd say the best way to go is canned food. A lot of times they give you beans at the food banks. So you want to be grateful for those beans and learn how to make stuff out of them that's going to fortify you. Okay, the people best prepared to survive a lethal cold and the people least likely to survive a lethal cold. Now, let me see if this thing's still going. Okay. Street people and poverty-stricken people would be at risk for sure. If it's getting very cold, you have got to get out of there and go to a warmer area. A lot of people that are homeless migrate here, and I think that's a smart thing to do. Okay. One person that might be likely to survive would be people who know when to evacuate. I mean, if it's getting to the point that is getting dangerous, you want to be able to evacuate. So why don't people evacuate? Well, they don't have anywhere to go. They don't have a car to evacuate. So you want to put all this stuff in the back of your mind long before it gets to the point where it's dangerous. So the time to evacuate is when things start getting dangerous. And the thing to do is look into what situations create dangerous, likely not to survive. And I was really glad that I started these chats because my followers have left awesome comments. Okay, you guys heard the story about my mother's mother died in a blizzard. So you know when it's happened to your family within 1 or 2 generations, and you hear the horror stories if you have a big enough family. She went outside and she got caught in a blizzard. Don't think people are going to come and get you or help you. For one thing, they might have no idea where you are. In her case, she was found frozen hanging on to a fence. So you have to know that if you cannot survive a blizzard and you cannot count on other people to help, for one thing, they might not have any idea where you are. Okay. A person most likely to survive would realize that cold-related sicknesses like pneumonia, like pleurisy, like frostbite, can be fatal. So you don't want to be getting yourself freezing cold unless you absolutely have to. My dad had a story of when he was in college. He got this job and the icy water was in the basement waist high. They used to do that kind of stuff in the day. Okay, the person who knows not to run out of fuel is more likely to survive. I told you my friend didn't have any propane in her trailer. You cannot run out of propane. You cannot run out of gasoline. My customer was in the volcano in Alaska, and she said the most important thing is gas and cash. So you want to make sure you have gas, and you want to make sure you have propane. Now this is why this might be better, because it doesn't take as long to cook, and also you can eat it out of the can. So the person who knows not to run out of fuel has a better chance of survival. The person who knows not to run out of food. You're stuck somewhere, you can't get in, you can't get out. You're not going to fly out in a blizzard. You're not going to drive out. You're going to be wherever you are, and God knows how long. And just like the previous story, don't think someone's coming to help you. In those floods, lots of people said no one came to help them. Okay, the person who considers the possibility of contaminated water. Why contaminated water? Well, the snow could be contaminated somehow and flow down into the water and contaminate the water. So you want to always make sure you have clean drinking water stored. Just put all this stuff in the back of your mind and work on it. The person who works on it little by little is going to be the best prepared. The person who knows the danger of floods after heavy snows or breach of dams. So what you want to be aware of is where the dams are, and you want to be aware of the water flow, because when that snow, heavy snows, flows down and it melts, it could create floods, or it could create dam bursts. Okay, if the dam bursts in California, chances are we're not living anyway. We're going to have to withstand 12 feet of water. But if areas north of you are flooding, the water usually runs north. You can pretty much bet you're going to flood, and so you want to evacuate. That's the knowing when to evacuate thing. And there's a lot of, you just Google, I always say there's just Google, but I go under Safari, I know where all the dams in California are, and where they're likely to flow in. Here they would flow down into the Gulf of Mexico. Number 8, if you're unable to get to work, you can't earn any money. If you don't have any money, that's not a good situation. You want to hoard as much money as you can. So you might be saying, well, I can't hoard any money. If you knew it was life and death, if it was literally going to cost you your life, possibly you could. Now let me check my phone one more time. I need a new phone. Okay. Number 9, food banks and pantries could run low on food. Or if you get stuck in a FEMA camp, they could run low on food. Now what I do is I keep my food as best I can packed up and ready to go. Because if something happens, I want to get out of here with my food. That's going to help me, because I'm going to be able to conserve my money. Or if I had to stay in my car. So now you have to know when it's freezing cold. If you're north, like in New York, you have to go down to Florida. If you're in Northern California, you got to come down to San Diego. I personally wouldn't go as far as Mexico, Okay, you have to know that maybe you can withstand the cold, but can small infants and children? Possibly not. if you knew it was going to cost the life of your babies, you know, you have to know that's a possibility. Okay, another bad thing is potential of accidents. Like in heavy fog, we get it here, and I mean, they're going down that freeway. There's nowhere I have to go bad enough to drive in the fog here. It's very dangerous. One time, my dad was driving, and it was some news trucks were parked in the slow lane. That was not good. Okay, so there's the potential for accidents. Best to stay off of the roads unless it's life and death. Okay, and another thing that might be smart is consider fireplaces and coal burning stoves essential. So, you know, possibly you might want to think about relocating. Oh, this is something to remember too. One time I read this book, and it was a really good book. And it was about this criminal, and it was called Blood or Money. And what he would do is he would befriend tourists, and then he would murder them, take their passports, and take everything, because he looked affluent, because he was a killer. And he was caught several times, but he would always escape. On the last escape, he starved himself down. He was a little guy, so he could fit into out of a little hole and escape, but he was so weakened from the starvation that he didn't survive the cold. Okay, so if you're less resistant, you're not going to be able to survive that. Okay, they're saying, oh, viral infections are going to come down. Oh, bullshit. It's going to be pneumonia, pleurisy, that kind of stuff in the grand solar minimum. That's my opinion. Now, we get to a bad one. If it's really, really cold, it could disrupt the crop cycle. That means the cold might start sooner and might last longer. They could get less crops, or even worse, no crops. I heard, I think it was on Ice Age Farmer, that Kroger's is starting indoor growing. So one of the most important things is you have to learn to grow food. I told you guys about the polygamous lady, and she was in Mexico, and there wasn't enough. It was really bad, and her husband was running up here to try and get work. And one day an old man came to her and he said, "Ma'am, your daughter is starving." They were starving. And he gave her a bag of beans, a bag of rice, and he told her, and some vegetables, and told her to plant a garden. My garden is actually doing pretty well. I thought it would all be dead by now, but it's hanging in there. And another thing is you learn what plants you can grow. Okay, I successfully grew tomato plants, so I know I can grow tomato plants. I have a few other plants out there that are growing pretty good. So you want to figure out how to grow your own food. I mean, if they're going to grow the food indoors in the grocery store and sell it to us, that seems to indicate that we can grow food indoors. Okay, so those are some pretty grisly things to consider, but if it's in the back of your mind, you're going to be better protected in the event that the grand solar minimum, or it just gets freaking cold. I hope you guys will try these are good. Let me give you a close-up of these. These are really, really tasty. Walmart. Oh, they smell so good too. Thank you guys for all the nice comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and press the notification bell so you can participate in the premieres. I thought the premiere went very well. You know, I was kind of scared to do it because I had a bad couple chats with my aliens, disguises, and such. You know, I had a few haters, but so far so good. Okay, you guys, Merry Christmas, and God bless you all.